Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated to CBS's Big Brother Season 22 All-Stars, or All-Stars 2 if you're being technical. Now, last night, Thursday night, we got our first live eviction of the season where we were going to see either Keisha or Kevin be eliminated from the game and be the first casualty of Big Brother 22 All-Stars. But before we get into all that, let's start off where this episode begins, and that is Janelle talking to Christmas about where the house vote is. Where is everybody's head at? Who's the real target? And Christmas is saying, nobody's talking to me about anything. Nobody's talking to me about game, which was a very big motif in the live feeds for the first couple of days. Nobody apparently was talking game to anybody, when in actuality, a lot of people were talking game to everybody else. So throughout the whole week, Janelle and Kaysa were doing their best to campaign to keep Keisha, but we will see what happens when we get to the live vote results. Now, some of the other final two deals and alliances that were made or shown in this episode, we had Tyler and Bailey talking about wanting to work together, squashing their Big Brother 20 beef, and maybe keeping up the appearance that they aren't seeing eye to eye on stuff, and just keep that around the house so there isn't a big target on each other's back or people not know, like, oh, they're definitely working together. Kevin and Nicole A have made a final two deal within the hammock, and they're calling themselves like a group of unicorns, which is a blessing. Memphis and Cody struck up a final two deal, calling themselves the Commission, and then that's when Memphis came up to Cody and was like, the Commission is cool, but we need more people on our side. 2 people are fine, but more numbers are needed. So Memphis took it upon himself to make a 6-person alliance called the Unusual Suspects, where it's Cody, Memphis, Danny, Nicole F, Tyler, and Christmas. And instead of getting everybody in the same room together and this kind of striking up naturally, he goes up to everybody like one-on-one, having a conversation, bringing it up, and then they can go to everybody else within the Unusual Suspects and talk about it and see where everybody's head is at. And pretty much in this episode, it shows that everybody is pretty receptive to the Unusual Suspects, the 6-person alliance. Then we get into a Final 4 deal, or a 4-person alliance deal with Cody, Bailey, Devon, and Enzo, and they strike it up within the HoH bedroom, and they are very receptive to it. They like this idea. They think that they are not necessarily going to be viewed or picked up on like, oh, those 4 are definitely working together, so it would work better as what Kevin would say, a down low man's, for them 4 to work together. But now let's move on to the live vote, where 13 house guests will vote to either evict Keisha or Kevin. Now, on the live feeds, it was pretty much set in stone, like a couple of days ago, that Keisha was going to be the one voted out. Devon, Janelle, and Kayser even came up to Keisha at one point and said, look, it doesn't look good for you in the numbers wise in the house, and it seems as though that you're going to be the one voted out. She did some last minute campaigning, and ultimately it did not work out for Keisha, as she was eliminated by a vote of 13-0, unanimous. It just did not work out for Keisha this season, which is very upsetting. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Big Brother 10. She was a big part of that. She won fan favorite. She got 4th place, and her birthday is so iconic, and somebody had to be the first person evicted from the house. Sadly, it was Keisha, though. But as Keisha leaves the house and talks to Julie Chen, that's when the current HoH, Cody, is dethroned, and then we move to the backyard where we are going to be playing a Big Brother watch party game for HoH, where it's one of these where everybody's in their tiny little cubicles. They have this block with true or false on it, and they will be watching something, being asked questions. They have to swap over whether it's true or false, and the last person standing wins. Now, I have to say that this Big Brother watch party thing is really kind of annoying. It was really like kind of hurt my head after the first video. It's just this dude dressing up in all different characters. It's like a rejected SNL audition tape, and he is just like yelling about wanting to watch Big Brother, like talking to his family. It was annoying as all get out. But as the questions went on, more and more people dropped. We had Kayser and David out on the first question, Danny and Enzo out on the second question. It comes down to a question about whether there was a flower vase on the back of Granny's toilet, And the last people remaining in the game was Nicole A, Tyler, Bailey, Davon, and Memphis. And Memphis was the only one to get this right, meaning Memphis won HoH for the week. He is the week 2 HoH, his first time ever in Big Brother history. That's right, he did not win a single HoH in Big Brother 10. Now he has it in Big Brother 22. And that's where this episode ends. Now let's move on to the live feeds. And not a ton happened on the live feeds, just a lot of conversations. A lot of people wondering where Memphis's head is at. Now, Memphis has a 6-person alliance, but he also has a working relationship with Janelle and Kaser, and is probably going to try to pick people that are in the quote-unquote middle of the road or in the middle of the house, just to keep both bridges open on his side. Now, he is telling everybody that he has no idea what he's going to do. He wants to get some sleep on it, and he's going to come up with a plan tomorrow, but he's telling everybody that they need to play in the safety suite. He wants as many people playing as possible, especially in that 6-person unusual suspects alliance, because he was like telling people, and also Nicole F is worried that if none of their alliance members are even trying to play for safety, that could send red flags throughout the whole house and kind of give up that they are a 6-person alliance in the house. So Christmas came up to Memphis and said that she would play, and he was trying to get her to like push Tyler to play in the safety suite as well. Now, he was talking to Cody, and they are talking about possible people to put up on the block and target this week. Memphis has said that, hey, I could go the quote-unquote easy route, and his easy route is just putting up Nicole A and David on the block, or he says that he has an idea for a more threat-heavy kind of plan for the week, but we really didn't get a whole lot of like what his threat level is or what he thinks a threat level is. So right now he's thrown out that Nicole A and David could be the quote-unquote easy route. He's also been noted last night saying that, oh, well, I'm really worried about Davon and Bailey as well. He says that he's worried about Davon and Bailey more than even Janelle and Kaser. There's also a point where Cody brings up Ian's name, and Memphis kind of gives him the like, oh, maybe. I think for sure Memphis could be targeting Ian, because back in Big Brother 14, Ian won against Dan, which Memphis couldn't back in BB10. So Ian could definitely be one that Memphis could target this week. This is all going to boil down who plays in the safety suite, who's going to win, and who's going to get that +1. Realistically, only 2 people can be safe from this competition. So it leaves a lot of people wide open for Memphis to pick and put on the block. He is a big enigma, so I feel as though there's going to be a lot more people playing in the safety suite this week. The only other thing that really happened of note last night was that the HoH room was open. Memphis got to read his letter from his son. But that is it for right now on the live feeds, the live feed updates. It's only been one night. We have to wait and see. But what do you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about Keisha leaving the house? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about Memphis winning the HoH comp, and who do you think he's going to put up? Who do you think is going to be playing in the safety suite, and who do you think is going to win? Let me know that in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more Big Brother content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.